Hello students, I'm Shashi Sharma back again with another summary of Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom for the students of class 10th. Now the lesson actually pays tribute to those black heroes and patriots who waged a relentless struggle against the apartheid or the racist regime of South Africa. Here we find a description of the inauguration ceremony held in the Union buildings. It was attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries, and Nelson Mandela gives a message of peace and unity of mankind. Now the ceremony starts, it was 10th of May 1994. The day was bright and clear, and on that day in the in the lovely amphitheater in the Union buildings in Pretoria, the ceremony took place, where the politicians of 140 countries attended the ceremony. First of all, Mr. De Klerk was sworn in as second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as the first deputy president. Then came Mandela's turn. He was sworn in as the first black president of South Africa. And on this day, Mandela spoke how for decades South Africa was the seat of white supremacy, and now the presence of all people confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. The blacks who were considered as outlaws not so long ago were hosting the nations of the world on their soil. Their victory over apartheid was a common victory for justice, peace, and human dignity. Political freedom had been won. Now they would work hard to liberate all their people from the bondage of poverty, deprivation, and diseases. Never would South Africa again face the oppression of one by another. And after this, then there was a spectacular display of jets. South African jets and helicopters roared in perfect formation over them in the sky. It was also a demonstration of military's loyalty to democracy and to the new government. And then two national anthems were played. Now Nelson Mandela actually overwhelmed with a sense of history. A few years after the Anglo-Boer War, apartheid was introduced in South Africa. And now a new system based on the equality of all men regardless of their color and race has replaced the old and cruel system. Apartheid created a deep and lasting wounds in the people. The decades of exploitation and oppression of the blacks produced heroes like Thambos, Sislers, and others. These black heroes were men of extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity. The greatest wealth of South Africa was not in its minerals and diamonds, but in men of such great character. Nelson Mandela learned the meaning of courage from such brave comrades. Courage is the victory of fear, according to him. Nelson Mandela also thought that every man has twin obligations. He has a duty towards his wife and children, and an obligation to his people and country. In South Africa, it was impossible for blacks like him to fulfill those both obligations. If any black tried to live like a free human being, he was punished and isolated. He was forced to live an isolated life away from his family. Mandela realized that not only was he deprived of freedom, but his brothers and sisters were also deprived of freedom. That was why he joined African National Congress, in short ANC. It was his desire for the freedom of his people and their self-respect that totally transformed him from weak young man to a bold one. A law-abiding liar was forced to become an outlaw. He realized that freedom is indivisible. He knew the oppressed must be liberated. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. Both of them must be liberated. Thank you.